Hi viewers, welcome to my channel which is Fun Coders. It's been very long time I've uploaded a video. I'm finally back again with good content for you guys. So today I'm going to talk about Python programming, how to set up your Pycharm, which is an IDE used for Python programming, and play with the images. Maybe get the average out of it and plot it on the graph. So let's go step by step. I'm going to walk you all through the process. So I've just downloaded the Pycharm. If you haven't downloaded Pycharm, what you can do is open your browser and type Pycharm. So it will give you a Pycharm portal where you can download by going into, actually this is more effective, you can go to download Pycharm, and this is for community guys. If you want to use without purchasing any license, please use this. This has most of the features that you want to play with using OpenCV or any other images and videos. So I highly recommend using this for your development purpose, unless you need a very huge package which needs HTML, jQuery and SQL. You would need this one. So once you download this and installing steps are pretty standard and similar to other softwares. Once you do that, you'll get you can have a desktop shortcut created. So double click on it. You will have a window like this to confirm, and actually I skipped one step. You will have a window asking whether you want to import the settings or choose from some other settings. I usually do not import. So once you go to the next step, you have confirmation. You can just read through if you want and then confirm. So you will be getting a data sharing instructions saying if you would like to share or something, or not include your personal data. Just said do not send is fine for now. And Pycharm will be loading. So this is how when Pycharm after loading looks like. I would like to open a project which is already existing. I've been developing some programs for you guys, so I will walk you through by opening that. But if you want to create your own project, you can just create a new project and rename or name the file or project name that you would like to for your project. So I would open a project and let's see, we'll need, it's in my F drive. So I have a Py program, lab files. It's just gonna click OK. So guys, this is how your looks like my Pycharm by default created a white video background, but if you would like to change it, you can always change it. Yeah, that's okay. Anyways, I can tell you guys in the comment section how to change your background to Dracula. Usually Pycharm asks at the beginning. I am wondering why it didn't ask for. Anyways, so we can still continue with this. So when you, as you know, this is already a created program. I would like to have Python recognized in this interpreter. So what I have to do is go to File and then go to Settings. Settings will give you a dialog box like this where you need to configure your interpreter. So you can do show all or search for interpreters, and you usually have these 4 types of interpreters that you can choose from. I will probably choose available ones. So existing environment. So what it actually here does is you can pick the Python wherever it is installed. So I would imagine it should be somewhere here in our program files. So if you cannot find it, what you can do is just type Python and it will give you IDEs and everything. Go to the properties to look for the path. That's a really easy way to get to the point where you want. Interestingly, my Python's been stored in shared, so I gotta get to that point. Let me do that one by one. So it looks like it's in C program files. Okay, here you go, guys. For some reason I've been sharing this with my husband, so it looks like it been in the shared folder. So anyways, we got into the location where it's supposed to be. This is where it is, and we just copy this path, and what we can do is paste it here, and it will give you this. So directly all you need to do is select your Python. That's how you can make available to all projects if you want, and click OK. So yeah, if you would like to actually use want to make sure what's going on with the other interpreters. Oops. Looks like it's stuck. Yeah, so you can go to this gear sign, and then you'll get all this. You need to make sure is version is what you want. Then right now I'm using 3.6. If you want to figure out what is your version, some easiest way is go to your browser, your Windows, to type in Python, and it will give you Python IDE in the search box. Or you can actually, when you open the shell, can see the version is 3.6.6. That's one of the easiest way you can do it. And 3.6, I can make this looks like in the environments I already have some in here. So I go to my account and go to Conda. There's been some directions on this, so I just follow. I fear this could be because I actually tried to do installation of Conda and all those when I was doing this programming. That's how it might have detected the previous IDE I was using. But anyways, I think only one IDE is what matters here. One interpreter in the IDE being configured is what matters here. So I just look at the NVs. So yeah guys, so right now I do not have any for some reason I don't have any Conda NVs lab blah blah blah. So it looks like something taking out from its own, or maybe I don't know. So yeah, no interpreter. You can choose the interpreter, browse here as the same previously put location. Like this, and you will get the path again and select your Python. That should be good to go. And pip. This is fine too. Now you can just go ahead, close this. So most of the cases when you're doing with this IDE virtual environment is sufficient. You don't really have to install or make sure all your IDE or your interpreters, the 4 different types of categories we need to fill in. But I just do it for fun, but you guys can configure only virtual one works. Unless you want to make sure you create your programs and want to just run without the IDE, then you might need Conda and things like that. So once I'm all set with this one, I would go with installing some libraries. So Pycharm has a really good way to install libraries, which is very flexible and user friendly. So what you can actually do is click on that plus button over here, and then you will get this. All the packages are over here. You just need to search. As long as you can figure out what package you would like to use in your Pycharm or Python programming, you can just type in here and get to the point. For now, for today, I know that since I imported, I used these files or the project created on the different computer and put it into it. I would need some packages for sure. So I would need OpenCV, and usually they don't come with just OpenCV. You will have to install this OpenCV Python. So that's what I'm going to do, install this. and you'll be asked or prompted for installation. So you can see it's installing here. Okay, once it is done, you'll get a successful installed message. Then you would need matplot. Interested matplot. Oops. Sorry guys. Let me just check what I would like to add. Maybe I would need some. Okay, these are the import I would need as an example. So I would go to these are some packages I would need. So go to settings again, open this, interesting. Oh, looks like it's not configured for all. Let me just fix this again. Make available. Oh yeah, so guys, remember not to forget checking this, because sometimes if you don't do that, he will apply only one Python file in that project, or don't do for every other project or every other files within a project. Okay, hi viewers, sorry about that. Looks like I had some issue with my recording, so anyways, I have done a couple of fixes, changed the background to Dracula from white background, so I'm going to show you how to do that. So when you go to file and settings, will give you in the editor, there's a color screen where you can choose Dracula or the default usually gives you white background. And I know that where I left off previously, it is essentially was over here. We were trying to configure the interpreter. So go to the interpreter. What I wanted to explain you guys is, when you try to configure the interpreter, click on this add and make sure you choose the path of the interpreter you would like. And for example, when I was using, I used new environment interpreter, and I checked this usually prompts after you create that initial step. Once you choose new environment and choose the interpreter location, then check these two and hit OK. That's where I actually stopped in my previous video. So once you do that, next time whenever you come to this, it will always show you existing environment. That's what you are seeing here, so don't get confused by this. So once you configure that, I wanted to make sure you guys can import as many packages as you want while you're programming. So right now I have a way is click on the plus button and you can import all these packages. So for my program here, I would be needing image IO. So install this package as well as this package. You can read through what are the importance of this packages here. So FFmpeg is similar to OpenCV. You can do a lot of stuff with videos, images. So I would highly recommend using this wrapper class package, as well as OpenCV. If there are really fast and efficient ways of using this FFmpeg, I really recommend you guys do that. It saves a lot of time, trust me guys, who are the beginners. And what you gotta do is, once you choose Image.io FFmpeg, you just need to hit install. Since I'm already installed, I don't want to hit again, but once you install package, you will see a dialog box with at the bottom saying your package has been installed, and there will be a configuration bar showing you the progress at the bottom of your Pycharm. So you can add a lot of packages like that. I have added OpenCV Python, which I will be using for my 2 programs today. I'm going to talk about today with you guys, and matplotlib. This is essentially to plot and get the analysis of the videos or images. So for now, we will only need these. Whenever you install this OpenCV Python, I saw NumPy is already gets installed by itself, so that's a good thing about this. So hit OK. Once you're done, then this is the program which I already got created, and as I talked about the beginning of the video. So I'm importing matplotlib to, and the pyplot is the main function I would like to import, and I'm treating it as, or giving a variable, set of variable as plt, which is constantly used to call this pyplot. So I would need Image.io, CV, NumPy, and glob and time are used for calling the files, as well as using time in our calculations. So here you can see in the beginning I have a path. So you guys, when you are reading from the same folder structure, the images, you can just give star and call all the images. But if you want to go in a different folder where you're not where your current directory doesn't reside, then you would like to use ... images. So I figured out, when I'm doing only single dot, it's called as a relative path. And so there's 2 types of giving relative path. One is a single dot, and the other is double dot. So single dot will only make sure you go out of your lab files 2019 here, and any images or videos in out of that folder structure, it will just call in. But if you want to go in a different directory, not from your current directory, then you would need double dots. For example, I'm going to show you guys here. I have my lab files. I want to go into images and then pick some folder structure where my actual images are. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going out of my lab files, changing a different directory, and then going to the sample of images and call all the images that I would like to process. So these files actually take, there's a good feature or function with the glob path. So you can give that path and it will call all the files and store it in the file format, which is the whole entire string of that location. So it is quite useful for some specific purposes. If you want to have to trace each and every file path, but you can also change it related to the values. Instead of calling the whole file path, you can call only the file number itself, or it's basically, it's up to you guys. You can configure however you want and just change a bit of code. So here storing empty array inside the frame's mean and number. So what I'm essentially doing here is I'm using a for loop to call each file within those files. So it is called by image.io read. It's straightforward, similar to OpenCV, but image.io is quite similar as well, which you would like to also try if you want. And I'm changing each image into a grayscale using my OpenCV package, which I already imported into the program. And then I'm trying to convert. I'm taking the mean of each frame and putting into a NumPy array. That's what this means, is NumPy dot mean, np dot mean of that frame, and I'm appending essentially all the means that I'm calculating in the for loop. I'm putting in one array, so I get a whole bunch of array with all those values. Similarly, I'm doing that for all the files. So once I'm done, as you can see guys, this is just to calculate how much time it's taking for my program to do all this processing. I don't need to calculate how much time it takes for the plotting, so I really don't want anything to do with this, but I just wanted to know how much time it usually takes for processing, basically from taking the image to reading it, putting in the array, and appending all of those. That's the reason why I have start timer here. This is to start your timer. Import time package actually gives you a lot of those. If that's why I have to import time here, and then you have to end this timer. Then you gotta check the time lapse. So I do n minus, started with basic and pretty standard. So here I got how to plot the images in those two arrays. I know my x-axis is number of arrays, number of files in the array, and my y-axis is the means in the array, and I would like to plot both of them. So I gotta have x, y, and markers and colors similar to MATLAB. So this PLT, as you already guys saw at the top, I've used PLT to notify, put this pyplot. So I just need to use that PLT instead of every time using matplotlib. So that's why I got here as PLT.plot. So I just gotta use this PLT title, PLT X label, PLT Y label, and so on. So you gotta show the plot after you have done finishing. So you definitely need this function as well. This is just because I had y limitation. I was not able to see what was on the axis of at 0. So I wanted to see more below to the x, y is equal to 0. That's why I had to go below 0. So you can not choose what you want based on your data, XY limits, I would say. So once this is done, let's plot this and see how our plot looks like. You just have to hit this run button here, and it will do the processing. So you can see the time lapse is 0.5 seconds. Everything that it spits out is in seconds, guys, here. So this is how the image plot actually looks like. So you can see various number of files plotted here. Just looks overlapped, but when you zoom in, you can actually see the file name, individual file name. It is quite useful for a specific purpose, and it's up to you guys. You can change however you want. And my data actually has all black frames at the beginning, and then white frames, and then it has some black and from high to low kind of a image stabilization. So it's definitely worth your analyzing some scientific data in your regular daily life or daily work life or for fun stuff. So that's pretty much about how to get average or luminosity of the images. Now let's look at trying to attain the similar graph but with video. So the reason why I would like you guys to also look at this code is because it is quite helpful when you want to process a lot of data. Like you have few hours of data, you don't want to convert them into images and try to process them because it has too many constraints for memory and processing power and time, everything. So in that scenario, you would just want to plug in your video that you have downloaded or probably you have stored somewhere and just process it and boom, done. That's the reason why I would like suggest this kind of approach. So I actually am taking a path sample video file I have got from internet over here. You can use the same idea I gave you, how to configure the relative path or absolute path. So change this path accordingly as per your interest. And the ones we are interested here is you guys have to make sure have this FFmpeg image IO that will work fine for your videos, similar to OpenCV. Unless you guys want to use OpenCV video recorder, video reader, I don't mind I don't mind you guys going for that. But if you want to do it in a more simpler way with for loop and just put it in an array, you can use this approach. So what I did is get the image IO using image IO reader. I get the video file into the program, and then I give some constant some zero values assigned to number and mean, because these will be something which will change over my array when I'm running the for loop. So what I did is I started appending. I know that I'm assigning over the I and IM both indices. I'm getting the video read over the enumerate, and I'm storing I'm actually appending this frame number, and this I is my index at which I will be getting the frame. And then I have a frame mean and taking IM mean of each one. So that's what this means. So I append both, I get the arrays, and once I got the arrays, I just plot a regular plot of both the arrays with X and Y in indices. So here's what my overall structure looks like. And let me just change this to video average measurement and run it. Oops. Oh, okay, looks like Python didn't find it. Maybe I've changed the location, guys. That's a pretty small fix though. Let me fix it. So what I gotta do is get this. So I'll do just test video. I have to oops, yeah. So what I'm going to do is plug it in here, make sure I'm going to my another directory with the double dots. Okay, so I should be good to go. Just need to run one more time. Okay, looks like it's processing. All right, so this is how the video processed video plot looks like. So we have mostly lower intensities, obviously, because my video looks very dull. It doesn't have many bright information. All it has is only I guess only certain more consistently zeros over left and right and every other corner, and in between you have some information. So that kind of makes sense why we are seeing such a video, such a file plot. So that's pretty much about these two guys, and until next time, stay subscribed to my channel. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments box below and I will look into it, try to answer as many as I can, and I will come up with a different solution if you have some comments or suggestions. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Until next time, see you later.